Hi, I'm Joey D'Antoni. I'm a principal consultant at Denaturi and Associates Consulting, and in my role there, I do a lot of work with data and cloud services. So I work on a wide variety of platform as a service offerings, and I'm here with Venkat Ramakrishnan, who's vice president of products and engineering at Portworx by Pure Storage, and we're going to talk about MongoDB on Portworx and how they've kind of made that into its own platform as a service offering. Venkat, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Joey, it's great to be here. Thanks for that awesome introduction. I run products and engineering for Portworx, now part of Pure Storage. We are a standalone business unit inside Pure Storage, focusing exclusively on cloud native and workloads and get database as a service markets. Uh, I've been with Portworx from 2016. I've seen the journey of going from Docker, Kubernetes, and all the way to the evolution of containers, and to where today, where Kubernetes is very widely deployed and ubiquitous in pretty much any environment that we see on the enterprise, on the cloud, in the data center, and on the edge. So excited to be here talking with you.
Very nice. I want to talk to you today about Portworx Data Services. I think this is a really interesting offering. And one of the things I really like about it is I was just in a session yesterday with another hardware vendor who had bought a software product that they were trying to use to sell hardware. And you don't do that. And I really like that about this product. But can you tell me about the overall architecture of Portworx Data Services and how that works and how it's portable between on prem, cloud, and various other platforms?
Absolutely. Portworx, overall, Portworx as by the architecture, the Portworx platform itself, it's a infrastructure agnostic, a global data fabric that can run on any infrastructure, be it bare metal servers, virtual machines, on the cloud, on any different cloud, anywhere from AWS, Azure, GCP to other clouds like even Ali Cloud. Is independent of the underlying infrastructure, and a customer running the Portworx platform can build a global data fabric to deploy their applications on. And Portworx Data Services is a part of this Portworx platform, which helps customers build and run and data services on any cloud without any day zero to day two management, where the customer can go to a single pane of glass, select from a curated list of data services, point to the cloud they want, and then deploy the data service in the cloud and get going. And they never have to manage any of the data operations because Portworx Data Services, our platform manages it for them, and it runs as a SaaS service on the cloud.
Hmm. To take that a little bit deeper, the notion of having database as a service has been something that's been very popular with our
Mhm.
customers across the clouds. The one thing they don't like about it, though, is the locked in thing, which you seem to have addressed. But can you address some of the features that
Mhm.
Portworx Data Services brings there? Because one of the things we typically see a few things like high availability, some backup functionality, and maybe even patching, which I have another question for you about later.
Yeah. So, I mean, look at it. What Portworx Data Services brings to the table is it surfaces some of the core capabilities of the underlying Portworx platform. With the Portworx platform, you will get any workload you run on the Portworx platform, you will automatically get high availability, replication across availability zones or data centers. You get built in data protection, snapshots, cloning, and backing up to cloud via what we call as cloud snaps. Then you get built in encryption, and you get built in DR capabilities that the Portworx platform brings to the table. Now, when you kind of run the Portworx data services on top, it gives you a single pane of glass, a single operator interface that can leverage all these underlying capabilities that the Portworx platform can deliver. So, for example, let's take Postgres, simple database. Let's say you want to run a Postgres cluster. Now, when you go through Portworx data services and you deploy Postgres, you automatically get the underlying replication snapshot protection, backup, DR capabilities of what Portworx Data Services has to offer. Now, we brought Mongo as one of the partners we worked very closely with to bring these capabilities to Mongo Enterprise Advanced customers, where a Mongo Enterprise Advanced customer can simply go to the Portworx Data Services catalog, select Mongo Enterprise Advanced, and then point it to their on-prem or cloud infrastructure. And with a single click, they can get it running, and they never have to manage the day-to-day operations of Mongo Enterprise on their own, and Portworx Data Services manages it for them. Now, with that comes, for example, you can replicate Mongo across multiple data centers. You can now back up or snapshot the underlying Mongo volumes, and you can clone them for your test dev workloads. Or you can, run your Mongo in production with DR and business continuity. So all of those capabilities, they automatically get just with a single click by running on PDS.
Specifically with Mongo, because it's a database that we see a lot of. It's very popular with a lot of developers and newer application technologies, because of the
Yeah.
flexible schema, and it's they've done a lot of work in that space, and I think they have a great product. One of the questions that always pops up around an offering like this is, do you have built-in monitoring where the DevOps team can examine kind of what's going on both within the container and outside of the container?
Yeah. So with PDS, if you look at the PDF's management plane, one of the things we have done is that we have built end-to-end observability all the way from the application stacks to the middleware and to all the way down to the media, right? So from a performance monitoring and observability standpoint, the customer gets a single pane of glass view of a deployment of the performance of all of their Mongo instances running on on their cloud or data center, and they can drill down into the performance all the way down to the media to see how Mongo is performing in their infrastructure, and if there are bottlenecks, where the bottlenecks are, and where to go tune them. And and considering it's easier when you have a couple of instances of Mongo running or a couple of instances of any database running, but it's a different problem altogether when you have thousands of these instances are running. And what PDS delivers is that single pane of glass for all of our customers to from an end-to-end observability standpoint. And they can monitor latencies, they can monitor throughput, they can monitor the underlying disk, how it is performing, and all the transactions that Mongo has, right? I mean, all of the capabilities that Mongo brings to bear, we surface that as well in our UI.
One other question that kind of frequently comes up with any kind of these databases or service offerings is about upgrading the version of the binary. And I think because you're leveraging Kubernetes, there's some good functionality there. But I'm just wondering, for Mongo enterprise customers, is there a way to do non-disruptive upgrades with Portworx Data Services, and kind of how does that work?
Yeah, I know that's a great question. In fact, this is one of the kind of the most important pain points for our customers have is it's not just patching Mongo. It's even patching the underlying operating system, the underlying infrastructure upgrades. So what Portworx Data Services handles is that it makes it completely transparent for the customer, for the end users, about a Mongo upgrade or underlying operating system upgrade or underlying security patching that needs to go through. And the Portworx Data Services control plane and the Portworx platform manages it for them, where they never have to get involved. So all the customer has to do is to select and say, "Hey, I want to move my versions from one Mongo version to the other," and Portworx Data Service automatically handles all of the underlying operations with no disruption to their applications. And you can do it. You can set policies for this. You can apply it to a few Mongo instances. You can expand it to the entire deployment, and you can drive it through API and CLI as well.
That's really nice. It's something that's a really common request for a lot of database professionals to be able to have that kind of flexibility. And then just one final question. We've talked a lot about this, and it's really cool that you can run cross platform. I'm just kind of wondering, do you see a lot of customers that are running, whether it be in a hybrid cloud fashion, where they have some on prem and some in the cloud, or even in a multi cloud fashion?
Yeah, it is actually becoming more and more common for customers to have, run deployments in the data center, and at least have one cloud as a either a DR option, like where they can fail over to cloud if there is a data center outage, or they have some edge applications that they want to run closer to their customers, so they kind of tier those into the cloud. So when customers have that kind of a need, where they have a hybrid cloud deployment, again, running something like Portworx Data Service enables them to have a single pane of glass view into their on-prem data center deployments and on-cloud deployments, and unify them from a management standpoint. So they don't have to build different dashboards, different management tool chains, and continue to maintain them to manage these different deployments. Portworx Data Services and our Mongo integration in PDS integrates and gives them a single pane of glass to view and manage all their hybrid cloud Mongo deployments.
Very nice. With that, one last thing: do you have any place you can send customers who are looking to learn a little bit more about Portworx Data Services with Mongo or other databases?
Absolutely. I mean, www.portworx.com is a great site to start. And then we have plenty of resources, documentation, videos, reference studies, how other customers are deploying Portworx platform successfully and realizing the benefits. It's a great place to start. I would encourage our customers to go and, and consume and leverage the resources we have.
All right, thanks for your time, Venkat. It was really great talking to you, and I hope everybody enjoys this video.
Thanks, Joey. Great questions. I really appreciate this conversation and giving me time to kind of go a little bit more in detail about some of the great capabilities of Portworx Data Services and our Mongo partnership and integration we have.
This interview was brought to you by Portworx, by Pure Storage, and you can find this and more on gestaltit.com.